last episode, we learned why it's so hard to stay steady. In this episode, I'll show you how to make steadiness doable. What if feeling steady didn't take a whole morning routine? Just 15 minutes that actually fit into your day and week. You don't need a perfect planner or a silent house. You just need a few minutes that speak your body's language. The one that helps you come back to center even in the middle of chaos. Remember the baseline reset from last episode? In this episode, we'll slow things down and walk through each step of how to do this together. I'll give you some of my own examples to make it more tangible and less technical, so you can start applying it right away. Welcome back to the Bodyful Minds Podcast, the space for ambitious mums who want more you, not more to do. I'm Katherina, and today we'll design your own 15-minute nervous system reset. Simple, body-based, and real-life proof. Last time we talked about the idea of a baseline reset. How your nervous system, not your to-do list, needs to be your starting point. That episode was about awareness, noticing when your system is on overload, and why no amount of self-care fixes it when you're still running on fumes. Today we'll take that a step further and make it personal. You don't need a therapist or a retreat to regulate. You just need a micro routine that your body can rely on. And I'm not saying that to discredit therapy or devalue a retreat. I think both are great if you've got the time and the money to afford them. But not everybody does. All I'm saying is that there are tools that you can use that don't require a therapist or going on a retreat. Instead, by the end of this episode, you'll have your own version that fits your week. A simple personal practice you can actually use to feel steadier by the day. So if you can, take a deep breath, loosen your shoulders, and let's build yours together. Let's start by thinking back to your last week. When did you feel grounded, connected, like you were fully in your zone? Maybe it was the quiet moment after drop-off, coffee in hand. Or when you laughed with your kids. That second when time slowed down. For me, it is often when I come back home from school drop-off and I only hear the gentle hum of the fridge while holding my coffee, warm in my hand now that it's colder outside. Or when we're all home and I feel that I've got a reasonable amount of things done, enough to enjoy the moment with my kids. Be silly, laugh, take turns being the DJ, and you can imagine the musical mix that we end up listening to, but still singing along or even dancing. Now let's look at the other side. When did you feel tense, snappy, or foggy? Maybe your jaw clenched during a meeting, or you caught yourself scrolling when you were too tired to think. I know for me, I get really tense when my kids start fighting. Sibling fight, my total kryptonite. And those are your body cues, the tenseness, but also being snappy or feeling foggy. Your nervous system speaks through sensations before thoughts. Tight chest, shallow breath, racing mind, or even that heavy fog of exhaustion. And you've heard them before if you've been listening to the podcast. Just noticing these cues is step one. It's how you start catching the red and yellow lights before you hit burnout. So take a second right now. Can you name one green zone moment and one yellow zone cue from your week? If you can, whisper them to yourself or write them down and feel them in your body because your body remembers them too. Now that you've spotted your cues, let's talk about how to support yourself in those moments. You don't need a whole toolbox, just 2 things that reliably bring you back. Here are a few you can test right now. Start with your breath. Try a slow exhale. In through your nose for 4. Out through your mouth for 6. In through your nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through your mouth for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or the physiological sigh. 1 inhale, a second shorter sip of air, then a long exhale until your body naturally releases. So 1 short sip and it literally signals your vagus nerve that you're safe, shifting you out of fight or flight. This is something that I love doing while taking my youngest to bed. It's so easy and calms both of us down. He's just listening to me, especially when it has been a busy day with lots of back and forth and rushing around. Another option is orienting. Turn your head slowly. Look around the room. Notice colors, textures, or the distance between objects, and name them. Let your eyes land on something that feels pleasant or calming. That simple act tells your brain no threat is here. And of course, movement. Roll your shoulders, but really feel how they are going back if you're rolling them back and up, how you use your muscles to execute that movement. And draw them back the other way around. Stand and stretch, feel which side is maybe a bit tighter. Stay there a little bit longer and breathe as you release the stretch. Maybe just stand in mountain pose if you know yoga and feel if you're swaying a little bit and how you can ground through your feet. Or just walk around the room for one song, feeling the music and maybe aligning your step with the rhythm. Movement is how your body completes stress cycles. The science calls it mobilizing energy, but it just feels like coming home. And lastly, you could also visualize a green zone moment and feel it in your body. Pause for a moment. When was the last time you truly felt relaxed and at ease? Notice what's happening in your body, the warmth, the ease in your breath, maybe the softness in your shoulders, in your hips, and let yourself stay there for a few breaths. I've got a few moments of awe in nature that I love to remember for this purpose. One of these is one of a glacier, of being on a glacier actually. Feeling the cold, smelling the ice, feeling the power of nature, looking at the icefall section that moves fast and will crush things even without you being able to actually see its movement. And then the sheer age of this massive structure that's so calm yet potentially perilous. And for me, it's a reminder also of the unseen forces and emotional layers that mirror motherhood in full gear. If we are not connecting to those deeper layers, we miss signs, not only in ourselves, but also in our children. We miss opportunities to connect before connection is even in doubt. Each of these tools works because it communicates safety to your nervous system. Choose two that feel most natural to you, the ones you're most likely to use in real life. Now that you've hopefully chosen your tools, the next question is, when will you use them? And this is where many people get stuck because they try to build entirely new routines. And that is difficult because humans like routine and we like the things how we've done them in the past. But regulation sticks best when it's woven into what already exists in your day. So instead of creating new routines, you'll stack your reset onto something that's already part of your day. Think of it like layering, adding your chosen tool to an existing habit. After school drop-off, take 5 slow breaths in the car before driving off. Before you open your laptop, look around your space, stretch your shoulders, and feel your feet on the ground. Before bed, turn off your screen. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly, and breathe deeply. and slowly. This is how regulation becomes realistic. It fits into your real life, not some ideal version of it that never comes. Because your nervous system doesn't need a full day off. It just needs regular proof that you're safe and that you're listening. These stacked moments are where awareness turns into change. The bridge between knowing what helps and actually living it out day to day. By the end of this week, if you practice this, you might notice something subtle. The edges soften, you pause before reacting, you feel a little more you, not because everything got easier, but because your body caught up with your mind. That's nervous system regulation, not perfection, but presence. If you want to take this even deeper, especially around your work and energy, check out the Realignment Starter Kit in the show notes. It's a body-aware reflection tool that helps you reconnect with what truly gives you joy at work, so your energy can flow where it matters. And if this episode helped you, share it with another mama who's been running on empty. You might just help her find her own 15-minute reset. Thanks for listening. Until next time, more you, less noise.